News.
Welcome. It is Monday, the 25th day of July, 2011. We're going to be live here for at least the next 3 hours. Obviously, we're going to break down all the different angles that are very, very suspicious in the Norway bombing and shooting spree now being used to, quote, crack down on conservatives worldwide, surveil conservatives, put conservatives on no-fly, no-gun buy list. Now, this is being called for just all over the mainstream corporate globalist media. The Financial Times of London is running the headline today, "Killer personifies the rise of the new right." And remember that show earlier in the year from MSNBC demonizing yours truly and Ron Paul, claiming that we are calling for violence and editing clips of Ron Paul and myself? Any regular listener knows we're calling for no violence if it's offensive. We are for defending ourselves. But this whole thing is about how we're going to cause violence and we're calling for it. And it was called Rise of the New Right. And then here's the Financial Times of London. Killer personifies Rise of the New Right. So we're going to be going over this today. Also, we have Robert Jeppostol, who was on with us Friday, Sunday, and will be on with us today from Norway to get his take on all the latest developments. It turns out that the shooter, Breivik, won't serve even 30 years in jail. He'll serve less than 100 days per person that he's reportedly killed. And now it turns out, this is on Channel 4 in England, their reporter talked to the police and other witnesses that they knew Anders Breivik's name before they had arrested him. And then as he's shooting people, they gave him a chance to put the gun down and turn himself in. Very, very bizarre. And it is confirmed now he is a high-level Mason. He is part of the real Knights Templar organization that still meets in England. And so he will go to basically a 5-star. Norway and Austria are known for having literal country club prisons. And that he will live a lavish lifestyle for less than 30 years. Let me pull up the exact number here for you. I think they said 25. So he will serve less than 3 decades in jail. Yes, 21 years, excuse me. See, my mind has trouble dealing with this, so I was imagining more years for him. It's 21 years or 80. Can't hear you. How many days? 80 days per death. So 82 days per death and 21 years total in a lavish facility. So we're going to be going over all of this. Anders Behring Breivik, manufactured patsy, key article by Paul Joseph Watson, where it's confirmed that his Facebook, after he was arrested, was altered. And the fact that he's pro-gay, liberal, quote, nationalist, and a bunch of other things that you wouldn't define him as a conservative or libertarian, that has all been removed. All of the liberal stuff has been removed and the conservative stuff added. So the question is, who did this to his Facebook? Massive evidence of this being completely and totally staged. And, of course, the police arriving on the island and saying, hey, Breivik, put your hands up. The question is, how did they know that? Got a lot of other news as well coming up. Stay with us. A very wealthy U.S. citizen is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years. He says it will change everything about our lives. The way you shop, travel, invest, educate your children, and even how you take care of your health and your own family. Now, this man has made some outrageous predictions over the years. The crazy part is, he's usually right. You see, he predicted the collapse of GM, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and America's biggest mall owner, General Growth Properties. In fact, Barron's called his work a dire prophecy. Recently, he created a video, which you can watch online for free, detailing his biggest and most important prediction yet. And it's a real eye-opener. I can't stress this enough. You should at least watch this free video online today. He explains everything you need to know, including simple steps you can take to protect yourself. You can find the video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica, the number 3.com. Watch the free video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com.
Hi, this is Steve Shank and Babs Rosberg with eFoods Direct. Babs, you work a lot with shipping and things are going absolutely nuts with this new Independence Month Patriot Pack that eFoods is giving away.
The way things are going, we're shipping thousands of these great little Patriot Packs out. Just an example, Sherry from Arkansas made a $1,300 order. We shipped her 5 free Patriot Packs, $750 more free food.
Folks are really surprised at what we're actually giving away. Now, folks, we've had 235 years of freedom in this country, so for every $235 worth of food ordered, we give away a $149 Patriot Pack free.
To order the best food on the planet, call 800-409-5633 or go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
A free 12-day supply Patriot Pack with every $235 worth of food ordered. Call 800-409-5633 or efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Genesis Communications Radio Network proudly presents The Alex Jones Show, because there's a war on for your mind.
Okay, my friends, we are live. It is the 25th day of July 2011 on this Monday edition. Popping back in with us coming up in about 30 minutes is one of the survivors of the bombing attack in Oslo, Norway, Robert Jeppostol. Then we have Dr. Steve Pieczenik joining us for about 45 minutes in the second hour, who he himself was involved overthrowing governments, running black ops, dirty tricks, things like that. I haven't yet even asked him his view on this. You know, he says the bin Laden killing was fake and 9/11's an inside job, but I want to get his take on what's happening in Europe, and we will find out together his view on this. And then, of course, in the last 30 minutes of the broadcast today, Doctor of History Webster Tarpley, who is saying that clearly this is a false flag event. We'll look at how they find mentally ill patsies and basically deploy them, help them, protect them, other shooters reportedly involved, and then basically put the mental patient on trial, just like the guy that shot Reagan, you know, moving towards release from prison, the guy that shot John Lennon moving towards release and for years allowed weekend release. If you talk about the guy that shot Reagan, meeting with the Bushes the night before for dinner, I mean, and then the government connections that were there. This MK Ultra mind control issue is very real. And if you go to the front page of Infowars.com, we'll pull that up for PrisonPlanet.tv viewers. But for radio listeners, if you simply go to Infowars.com, you can see Breivik the reported shooter, with the classic, completely insane smile of real satisfaction and getting attention. Very, very proud of what he's supposedly done. He was not allowed to give a speech today at his arraignment, but they read a statement saying he did this because of cultural Marxism. Now, that's a term I hear Michael Savage use. That is a term that I hear ad nauseum being used, of course, by other big radio talk show hosts and conservatives. The manifesto he put out worships neocondom. It promotes homosexuality. On his Facebook, he said that he was reportedly liberal on some issues, conservative on others. That's all been removed off of his Facebook. And in its stead, it's been added that he's a Christian conservative. And this was done after he was arrested. So it needs to be a major investigation. They're looking for the other two cells. This is all right out of Central Casting that he said in his little statement today. The other two cells that he has in Europe, and he alluded in his supposed manifesto, 1,500 pages, most of it plagiarized on record from the Unabomber and others. He said that that he's working with people in England. And so now, if you don't want England to be absorbed into the EU, if you don't want the European Union to take over your country, if you don't want banker bailouts, if you're pro-gun, as he reportedly was, well, you're a murderer of children. And we have the Financial Times of London and others saying this killer, this reported killer, because he's not allowed to really speak for himself, it's being done by the courts, so who knows what's really true. The governments have such a history of lying, but now they're saying he's confessing to it, and they're saying that he personifies conservatism worldwide. Killer personifies the rise of the new right. And remember, earlier in the year, we had that MSNBC special they've aired over and over again. Chris Matthews, The Rise of the New Right special, will scare the heck out of liberals. That's the Huffington Post. And in it, they edit what Ron Paul and I say to imply that we're calling for a violent revolution and say that we're going to cause violence and that we're dangerous. That's what you come away from the hour special with, is that Ron Paul is this deadly, dangerous devil, and that Alex Jones is even more wicked and horrible, and that we're going to cause violence. And that's their complete angle. Reuters is reporting, as well as Raw Story, Ron Paul within hailing distance of Obama in a new national poll scientifically conducted. Ron Paul's only 4 points behind Obama nationally at 37%. The president's 41%, doing better than the majority of other Republican contenders. Ron Paul also over the weekend in a scientific poll, was it Gallup, beat Obama massively by close to 10 points in a New Hampshire poll. He's also beating Obama in Iowa polls. He is number 1, number 2, or number 3, depending on which of the weekly national polls come out. And that's why if you watch Fox News, they have him on as a guest occasionally. But other than that, when they're doing nightly news coverage or morning news coverage, they mention all the other candidates, Mitt Romney, Al Gore's former employee, you know who that is, Rick Perry, all these other people. But they do not mention Ron Paul. And when I hear the news, Fox News, on the radio, they don't mention Ron Paul ever in the polls, even when he wins the straw polls, or when he wins scientific polls. And even the talk radio news that Genesis carries, because there's only a few choices out there. When I listen to it, they never mention Ron Paul, even when he wins straw polls. When he won the coveted CPAC straw poll 2 years in a row, this year, earlier in the year, I was listening, and they reported on second and third place. Didn't even say anything about Ron Paul. I mean, this is dastardly. I mean, he is the real front runner. And if they weren't propping up Mitt Romney, he would be the clear front runner. But I mean, they're neck and neck, they're nose and nose. It's a horse race right now, where Ron Paul and Mitt Romney are right up there. And of course, Pointy Boots will be coming in from behind the establishment's Deuce X or Ringer to pose as Ron Paul Rick Perry, and so look for him to come swooping in very soon. But Ron Paul is a real contender, and there's a lot of dirty tricks going on. I want to open the phones up later in the hour after our first guest pops in with a quick prospectus on what a Norwegian survivor is thinking and what other people are saying.